Capitol where there's a protest talking about the ballots, the election being called. I will be just a moment. I'm going to invite a couple of contributors here. I have Lucas Mulliken, who should be joining in a little bit, probably at least 30 minutes. And I have Marco Torres. So give me one moment, and I'm going to invite them to the chat so they can join when they are ready. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. Just to start things off, download the HAPS app and you can contribute to my independent journalism. You can do one-time donations, buy me a coffee feature that's pretty cool, and subscriptions. There are plenty of other HAPS contributors. Lucas Mulliken, Marco Torres too. Add them, and you can follow their coverage. Right now I'm hosting a broadcast, and they will join when they're available. So I'm going to flip the camera around here, and I'm going to walk around the protest. So I won't start out with some interviews. I want to orient everyone, let them see what's going on here, and let's start. So I'll be paying attention to the comments. That's one great thing about HAPS is that you can join the conversation. And I can't always see the comments, but when I do, I will definitely answer any questions that the audience may have. So it's a very lively crowd right now. There are speakers right now on bullhorns, and they're talking right now. If you look at the flag, the U.S. flag that I'm pointing to, that seems to be the focal point of this group. Thanks for joining, Tara. I'm a freelance video journalist from Tucson, Arizona, so I came up here yesterday to cover the events here. I may be at the ballot counting facility later on. So I'm walking around the perimeter right now. Pablo or Peter, just to update you, I am on 5G right now. In the HAPS interface, I have a good signal, 3 out of 4 bars. Thanks for watching on Reddit. I can see where the comments are coming from. And I can see a red icon next to your name if you're from Reddit. So I'm getting a lot. Do they have what in Arizona? Well, first of all, the weather is beautiful today. People are really energized. There have been a few Fox News sucks chants. People are in a good mood. They're excited. I have seen one Biden supporter walking around. She had a Biden-Harris sign around her neck. It's the only protester that's been. No flag burnings. So the speaker said, are you going to let them steal your country? Yeah, sorry about the video quality. I am on 5G, so that's the best I can do. I have a brand new iPhone 12. So as far as the technical aspect, I'm on point here. There are many people here. This is a big social media event. So the signal is, if you have any signal issues, it's probably just due to the congested network traffic. So I can see a preview of this. It's 5G. I can see a preview of this. So what I'm going to try to do is in one location, so you don't have effect here. I'll keep walking around to try to get a better signal right now. It's not very good, I can see. Sorry about that. It's likely due to heavy network traffic right here. You have many people in the same location. Okay. Hopefully this signal will get better. Speaker just said Joe Biden has committed treason on our land.
Hey, I'm not kidding you. Remember what I said. You're done with this event. You need to go home, look at yourself in the mirror, and say, what are you willing to do to make sure your children do not live in communism? What are you willing to do? I can tell you right now, I'm willing to do anything. Give me liberty or give me death.
I have some stop the steal signs, some come and take it signs, a modern interpretation of an old patriotic flag. It had a cannon on it back in Revolutionary War times, but a new version has come out with a rifle, assault rifle on it. It says come and take it.
I spent $80,000 of my own money. So I'm here for my kid so that they have a future.
Can you all hear the audio of the speaker? I doubt it. There's a helicopter flying very close and the crowd's loud. So I just want to check and see if you can hear the speaker. Peter, I invited Marco and Lucas as soon as I started the broadcast.
That's what's at stake here. I've always said, that action conviction takes every one of us standing up, leaning in, flying wherever, spending whatever amount of money, whatever amount of time. If we got to be out here every day, if we got to be out in droves, that's what it's going to take, okay? And it may take us pushing over some fences somewhere and making sure that we can look at the ballots. I don't know. However it's exciting, it's going to be peaceful. It's always going to be peaceful.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Trump got elected, and we all know that this is a
At the moment right now, it says I have a great signal, 4 bars. Hopefully that'll catch up. All right, I'm going to move away again. Back. Okay, you can see the Capitol building in the shot right now. Peter, I just got a message from Marco. I can't read it. I'm not going to leave the HAPS app. I'll keep trying to move as long as the signal says poor. For the folks who are watching, the cell phone network traffic is pretty heavy. So I apologize for any interruptions in the signal. Right now I'm on an iPhone 12. I have a 5G signal, but there's so many people here. It's a big social media type event, so there are plenty of live streams going on. So that's why if you see any interruptions, that's where that's coming from. I'm paying attention to the signal quality. So when it goes down, I'm doing my best to move around and maintain a good signal for all you viewers. All right, I'm broadcasting from the Arizona Capitol. You can see the speaker area behind me. This is sort of a courtyard in front of the Capitol. Everyone is clustered around the flags, the official Capitol flags here. Speakers are there talking. People are in a good mood here. There's a lot of energy, some anger. There have been some chants against Fox News. Sorry about that. I'll be paying attention to the comments here. If you have any questions, join in the broadcast. Please download the HAPS app. You can follow my independent journalism work, as well as plenty of other journalists on the platform. There's sponsorship opportunities. Also, if you like this, share it with your friends on social media, Facebook, all the major social media platforms. And feel free to drop in with news, headlines, any sort of information like that. Thanks for watching on Reddit. I have plenty of viewers here watching from Reddit. Yes, share it on Reddit. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around. Also, if you're watching on Reddit, and it looks like most of the comments I'm getting here are from Reddit, which is great. Please upvote this stream if you like it. They were chanting right now, count the vote. That's a common chant here. Fox News sucks is another common one. There's a lot of anger towards Fox News. If you have any questions, please join the conversation. Oh, sorry. We have some open carry folks here. There are plenty around here. Hey man, I'm live streaming right now. I'm an independent journalist. Do you want to talk? Give any comments?
You want to ask me questions?
Yeah, man. So to start out, simple. Why are you here?
Basically, because of the voter
I'm just going to get it close to you so the sound.
Because of the voter fraud and then Second Amendment. The Second Amendment activist.
Do you think there's voter fraud going on in Arizona?
Yes.
Okay, how is that being manifested?
So, not only my family, my girlfriend's family, his family, his family, all my other friends' family, we voted, and the next day we checked, and it said that it was counted for, and then the day after we checked again, and it said that we had no voter history.
Okay.
So, and then with the watermark issue, that whole thing with people sending in their ballots, and then all the ballots they found in Mesa buried under the dirt and under rocks and stuff, you know, it's pretty evident what's going on.
What do you think is going on in Pennsylvania right now?
In Pennsylvania, honestly, I haven't looked into Pennsylvania much. I've just been focusing on what's happening here.
Do you think Trump should concede the election right now or not?
Honestly, I don't know. He's doing stuff that we have no idea about.
Okay.
He's a lot smarter than we think he is, and he's not going to go around telling everybody what he's doing.
Okay.
You know, I feel like he has a plan that he has not talked about.
Okay.
And I'm just here to basically watch what he's doing. I mean, he's smart. You heard about what he did in Florida with his estate, right? An American flag, the pole, where the city told him he could only have a 30-footer. So he donated all the money to the veterans in the area, and then put a 20-foot hill in his front yard, and then put the 30-foot flagpole on top. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I heard about all the votes that magically appeared and completely split from a red state to a blue state. But I just know about what's going on in Arizona, because that's really what I care about the most. Obviously, he needs those states.
I see. So you're open carrying here?
Yeah.
You have your rifle?
Yeah.
Many of the viewers, they live in states where this is illegal.
Right.
You can't do that, so they see this and they're afraid. They think you shouldn't be able to do it. What's your response to those?
Name the last time we had a shooting in Arizona. Right? Can't name it. I'm not here to go and freaking kill people. I'm here just because I'm a Second Amendment activist, and I'm not going to get my guns taken. The reason why we have less crime here and no mass shootings is because there's people like us that carry. Okay. In other states where they have strict gun laws, like what about Chicago? They have a gun ban. They have the highest murder rate out of the whole United States.
So viewers, if you have any questions, I can ask him. So come in with questions. So what do you think is going to happen next? Like, do you think the protest is going to continue here, or
we're going to be doing this until everything's solved?
Really? Okay. And so what is that? How do you define everything solved?
Basically, all the liberal agenda that they've been doing and all their illegal schemes are going to be brought to media, and it's going to be all shown for. And I think that they all need to be prosecuted, because the shit that's going on it's the biggest. I mean, Biden admitted to the biggest voter fraud in U.S. history, and it's on video. I can show you the video right now if you want me to.
Yeah.
You want me to?
Yeah, sure.
We need more conservatives to take back local governments.
Okay. So here's.
So real quick, someone asked, what if someone pulls a gun on you?
Pulls a gun on me?
Yeah.
Well, it would be justified for me to shoot him. I mean, it's kind of it depends on the situation. Okay. In Arizona, if somebody brandishes their gun, you are justified to kill them.
Okay.
That's just how it is. But that never happens because everybody carries guns.
So what do you think if Trump does nothing, if he doesn't contest it or anything like that? Someone asked there.
He already has.
Okay.
But I mean, he's golfing right now.
Okay.
He's not worried because all this stuff that's going on is all going to be, it's all going to be brought to media and everybody's going to know about it. I mean, the liberal media has already declared that he won just to set a narrative, but the media, they don't have any authority on anything, so it doesn't matter. And a bunch of people think that he already won, which he didn't.
So if you're not getting your news from mainstream media, where are you getting it?
So on Instagram, there's Team Trump, there's obviously Donald Trump Jr., they all post stuff. There's other accounts, like liberal media accounts that you can look at, and that's kind of where I get my information. And then talking to people, a bunch of different places you can get information. But the media lies all the time, so I try not to listen to them. Not even Fox. I don't even listen to.
Yeah, what's your response to Fox calling the election?
China owns Disney. Disney owns Fox. It's liberal.
Okay.
Yeah, the only person I like from Fox is Tucker Carlson. That's not the only person I follow. And then I watch Owen Schroyer.
Okay.
Because he actually goes to the rallies for Biden and stuff. Not that many people show up, but he talks to them, and they don't ever know what they're talking about.
Okay.
So I get my information from there. I don't watch Alex Jones. I mean, I do watch Alex Jones, but I watch him talking to people, not just talking in front of a camera in his office. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, man. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. All right, stay safe. You too. You can find my broadcast on there on my social. It's on Facebook, YouTube, all of them. So, yeah, thanks.
And the money, of course, go to Lawyers for Trump. Listen, if you have a legal background, if you're a paralegal, if you are a law student, if you are a retired judge, if you're a prosecutor, if you're an attorney of any kind, please go to Lawyers for Trump and volunteer. You know, on my show before it was taken, I said 6 months ago that their goal.
Oh, I don't know.
Frank, I wasn't able to get the drone in the air right here at the Capitol. It's not safe, mainly because there's a law enforcement helicopter flying around. Sometimes they're flying too low, but because this is an emergency services operation, I'd be in violation of some serious state laws, let alone, more importantly, it'd be very unsafe. So I wasn't able to get drone footage today so far. I will as soon as it's safe. Okay, Marco. I just tapped you. You should be in.
Hello, Eric. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Great. What an amazing feed you have going on out there right now. What's
Thanks.
the energy and the vibe like?
The energy is generally positive. People are somewhat angry, but it's more of an excitement going on. When people are angry, it's usually about things like talking about Fox News. There've been Fox News sucks chants, but it's more of a celebratory feel here right now. There's speakers talking, and I'll try to interject with some of the things they're saying. I assume it's hard for the folks to hear what's being said on the bullhorn.
And I'm not sure if you've already answered this, Eric, but are these mostly Democrats or Republicans? I'm assuming it's Republicans at the protest, but are there any Democrats there?
I've seen one Biden supporter. They had a sign around their neck, but that's the only Biden supporter I've seen here today. Virtually everyone is a Trump supporter. There are plenty of flags here, signs. So I'll let you know if I see any other protesters or counter protesters, any Biden supporters.
Really great, yeah, especially in that community. But it's good to see that it's peaceful. There isn't really any any negativity going on there. Going to the chat, I've seen some comments from a lot of people from Reddit. Some people saying they have died in the last 4 years of President Trump being in office. The last 4 years have been very interesting, but it seems like, but there were 70 million people who did vote for President Trump in this election, and that means there is a backing for him and the Republican community. And as you can see out here in Arizona, you can see there is a large group of people. Actually asking you, Eric, because of the pandemic going on, and because of how important social distancing and staying safe is at this time, the people that you see out there, do they have masks? How are they? Are they protecting themselves in any way, or is it just that a small percentage of people?
A very small percentage of people have masks. Most people don't. I have
Okay.
heard people say that wearing a mask is sort of acquiescing to government regulations and sort of letting the virus dominate you. So very, very few people have masks.
Oh, I bet. And I want to give a quick shout out to Tara Lopez. I saw that she said hi, and I want to say hi back to Tara. Thanks for joining this broadcast as well as everyone else. She says that this is what news should be, and it's exactly what you're doing, Eric. You're going out into the field and you're getting. Earlier, I jumped in when you were in the middle of interviewing a young man there. What was the reaction of the gentleman for being at the protest?
He was saying that there's voter fraud going on in Arizona. Also, he didn't have any evidence or specifics. I'm hearing that narrative a lot here, but no one is really citing any verifiable evidence.
That interesting. Well, just recently, Nevada was announced that it went blue. So specifically looking at Arizona, this is the next very close running election that could end up going red or blue, depending on how many voters have turned out for President Trump in the last, I believe, 5% left for Arizona. It's just a really close race, and it could really be anyone's game. But from my understanding, they have not stopped the polls in Arizona. Is that still correct, Eric?
I believe so. One thing I should add to that is a common sentiment here is that, traditionally Arizona is a red state, very traditionally Republican. It goes back to Barry Goldwater, especially. There's a long-standing Republican, fairly moderate though, tradition here. John McCain is an example. So one of the sentiments here is that this is a fraud. It's not true. There's no way Arizona could go blue, go for Biden. So the assumption is that something shady is going on in Arizona, because it just couldn't be that Arizona would go blue. So that's a common reason. Of course, there's no, that doesn't involve any specific evidence. But I'm hearing many people say that this is a real big moment for Arizona going Biden. It hasn't happened, I believe, since Bill Clinton took Arizona in the 1996 election. I forget when the last time before that, but I believe it's something like Arizona has gone Democratic only twice. Bill Clinton on that instance, and then not sure who else, but only twice in the last, I believe, 70 plus years. So that's a really big factor in the protests out here. The changing demographics of Arizona, the changing political alliances. One more thing is another very common sentiment is that the reason why Arizona might be going blue. So for the people who don't just outright assume it's a fraud, the reasoning that's given for Arizona going blue is that people are coming from California. I've heard many people say that, and that these people who've traveled or moved from California are the ones who are responsible for Arizona going blue. So there's an attitude that it's almost like an invasion of Californians in Arizona, and they're very defensive about the Republican tradition in Arizona. So this goes beyond just this election. It has a lot to do with politics in Arizona in general. One interesting thing is now with Mark Kelly uh, winning his Senate race, Arizona will
Hmm.
have two Democratic senators, and that's very interesting. That's very important because traditionally, the rest of the country typically views Arizona as a very red state, akin to Kansas or Nebraska or something like that. You know, one of the Midwest states that's very, very pro-Trump. But that is a stereotype that is definitely not appropriate. Uh, as far as the Republican leanings, the conservative leanings in Arizona, it tends to be more moderate. So it's very important to pay attention to the fact that Arizona is changing, and I'm sure it will shock many pundits, many people in America, that Arizona will now have both. Hi. Yep. That
Maybe
Arizona.
it's real. Maybe it's fake. Who are you with?
I'm independent.
Okay, let's see some credentials.
All right, hold on just a moment. Actually, I got my cards right back here. There you go.
You know,
You can find me on
Well,
social.
well,
You know
You
Trump
can see
won,
my
right?
live. Can I interview you real quick?
Sure, yeah.
All right, man. We're
up?
live right now. We're on all the socials right now.
Yes.
I'm an independent journalist. So,
Cool.
what are you doing? Why are you here? It looks like you're live streaming.
Yes, my name's Baked Alaska.
I'm gonna put this up close so they can hear
Sure,
you.
sure,
Oh,
sure.
you're Baked Alaska.
Yes, what's up, dude?
That's you.
Yeah,
all right.
Here,
All right. Oh,
let's
okay.
keep that. My name's Baked Alaska. Trump won this election legitimately. There's a ton of voter fraud, so I'm out here to protect the legal, legitimate vote.
Okay. I saw you in Cleveland when you were with Milo.
Yes. What's
Yep.
up, dude? Nice
All
to
right.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm just messing with you. This guy's doing the real thing. Eric, what is your last name?
Rosenwald.
Go check out Eric Rosenwald. He's a G. Thanks for covering this.
All right, no problem, man. Take it easy. So that was Baked Alaska. He is a conservative media figure. He got a lot of popularity in the 2016 election. He was actually an assistant for Milo Yiannopoulos at the time. I saw him at the 2016 Republican National Convention in Cleveland. So he's live streaming here today. I didn't recognize him at first. He's changed his appearance somewhat, but he's a real character. I believe he was doing music for a period of time too, but he's definitely a figure in the what people tend to consider the alt-right. So I'll hand it over to you,
just
Mark.
amazing.
Do you have any other questions or
Yeah, no, I just
Go
want
ahead,
to bring it out to the audience. You know, we have coins and awards to offer for Eric that you can purchase just to give him a little bit of a tip to show just your how appreciation of how much and how amazing his reporting is right now. I think to actually be on the ground and to see to get an interview with Baked Alaska and just to see everything else. I think this is front hand. This is a raw news is what you're getting up front and personal straight to your phones and to your computers this very second. So thanks, Eric, for going out there and doing this. This has been amazing. I think one big thing, you mentioned this earlier, it has to deal with Mark Kelly winning the Senate seat. That's huge. It's huge because not only did it give the Democrats an extra Senate seat, but it also might show a split ticket in Arizona if they end up flipping back to red. Do you think this was a surprise that Mark Kelly won? And if so, why?
That's a good question. It's tough for me to say right now whether that was a surprise. I know for the conservative population in Arizona, that was a surprise. Right now, Kirsten Sinema is the other senator, Democrat. Mark Kelly's from Tucson, which is a more liberal bastion in Arizona. It's the second most populous city. That's where I'm from. Oh, there's a prayer going on, so I'm going to hand it over to you. I just want to be respectful here.
Oh, of course. Well, again, Eric Rosenwald is in the streets of Arizona right now, or should I just say in front of the ballot protest right now. They're currently giving a prayer, so we're just waiting here until the prayer is done. I think when we get back and when things start moving again, I think a lot of us looking at the comments section would love to see an interview take place with one of the attendees that talks about what the of evidence is of the voter fraud. I think already multiple states have thrown out the lawsuits that the Trump campaign has made to stop voting or to at least halt it on the case of voter fraud. But in the example of the Michigan case, it was completely thrown out on the sense of it was hearsay. There was no real tangible evidence that the judge could even see or even received. So I think hearing what the Trump supporters or what the radicals here, or not even radicals, just what the supporters here are saying is voter fraud. I'd love to hear what the evidence is. I think a lot of us would like to hear what the evidence is. And so,
Okay.
is the vote done or the prayer done, Eric?
Yeah, it is done. I'll continue with the Mark Kelly thing. So Mark
Great.
Kelly is the husband of Gabby Giffords, who, of course, was shot earlier in the 2010s. Congresswoman from Tucson. So both of them are
Mhm.
from Tucson, and Tucson is second most populous city in Arizona. It's also a much more liberal town. That There's often animosity between residents of Tucson and Phoenix. Phoenix is much more conservative, so it's sort of a long-standing thing, a rivalry between Tucson and Phoenix. So I would imagine that Mark Kelly, being from Tucson, is going to pull out a more Democratic vote than if he was from Phoenix, because it's his hometown. So I think that likely had an influence on Mark Kelly winning, definitely. So what I'll do is I'm
Mhm.
going to walk around. I'm going to look for someone to interview. I'll pass it on to you, Marco, to talk while I find someone to
Yeah, of
talk about
course.
the voter fraud, or what their perception of voter fraud, see what kind of evidence they're claiming.
And feel free to chime in when you find someone. I know, going back to one of the comments that you made a little bit earlier, specifically about why the reasons Arizona has flipped so much. Well, there's multiple reasons, and specifically in a previous broadcasting interview I had, one of the biggest reasons we found was that it was the
Okay, I'm going
indigenous
to break
people,
in
the
real quick
Hispanics.
here.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, I have an
Already
interview
now.
here.
All right, going back to Eric.
All right, so right now you just said Chicanos for Trump. So talk about that.
Chicanos, meaning that we're first generation American born to Mexican parents.
Okay.
We're not Latino, we're Chicano. Unfortunately, they've clumped us in with the Latino, which is all right. But no, yeah, a lot of Chicanos do support Donald Trump because we're patriots. We love this country. Um, we believe in working. Most Hispanics, Mexicanos, and all that are conservative. You know, we believe in God, hard work, and all that good stuff. We also believe in borders. Believe it or not, in Mexico they have a border. Okay, when Guatemalans go into Mexico, um, it takes their jobs and all that. And so, yeah, they even though you don't see it, they do. They don't like that. So here we are, and now we're in the crossroads, and it looks like the election. There's a lot of fraudulent stuff going on.
So you're talking about voter fraud.
Yeah.
What evidence? What can you point to as far as evidence of the voter fraud, and
Well,
where do you think it's happening?
It's happening everywhere and anywhere. You're seeing it on the internet now. You might not see it on, NBC, CBS, and all that, but it's in the internet. It's out there.
Okay. Where do you get most of your news? Sorry, I'm putting
the
this real
internet,
close to you just so they can hear. So
and most
sorry.
of my news is conservative because I know that's where you're going, but that's okay.
Okay, you said
Because-
internet. So like
So
what
you
outlets?
you get Blaze, you get OWN,
Owen Troyer.
yeah, and Wake Up America. I can't remember, but it's on Pilot TV, I think it is. And that's where I'm getting my news now.
Okay. Where did you used to get your news? Is that
I've
something?
been a conservative ever since I was in the 10th grade because I'm dealing with stolen identity. I can't get pulled over by a cop before he wants to extradite me to Dalton, Georgia. On top of it, this guy that was using my Social Security is using it. He's a Mexican national.
I know that because he's already been arrested and deported a few times, but he's still in the country.
Okay.
One day I got pulled over, and I let him know I was going through stolen identity, okay, because this guy was arrested for drug possession and weapon trafficking. Okay. So I let the cop know. He took my, he took my word. But then when he found out there was a warrant in Dalton, Georgia, he made me get off my car with his gun drawn and everything, and my phone was falling off my pocket. I can just imagine if I had dropped that phone and went for it, I would have been shot and killed. Thanks to illegal aliens. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's just the way it is. Okay, I'm going through stolen identity like nobody's business, and I've been dealing it for over 35 years, so I'm done.
Okay.
And right now, Chicano for Trump. That's just the way it is.
So Arizona is traditionally a red state. Assuming everything continues the way it is, what do you think about Arizona going blue in this election? What are your thoughts?
I hate it.
Why do you think it's happening?
Fraudulent. I mean, they handed out Sharpies. It's a fraudulent move. Just look at the rallies and look at these people. Come on, it's not hard to decipher. Yeah? They're taking it from this president.
So how do you specifically think the voter fraud is happening? Some people say stuffed ballots or fake stuff or the Sharpie stuff.
You're finding ballot boxes, and in California, for instance, they caught a couple of guys taking the ballots they're in the mailboxes or whatever after the fact, after everybody voted. They're harvesting these ballots. Well, where are they going?
Okay,
like that. It's all over the.
Okay, someone here. I'm reading comments that they're listening to you. Someone said. So as far as the popular vote, Biden has more votes. Of course, the Electoral College is the law of the land here. Yes. But what are your thoughts on the majority of Americans voting for Biden as far as the popular vote, national?
Well, we had an influx of I don't know how many millions or thousands of immigrants. So that there you go. And yeah, he can have the popular vote. So did Hillary. Okay. But there is an electoral college, and I will tell you this: I do believe that the nation is right down the middle, popular vote or not. But there are a lot of illegal voting and a lot of stuff like that happening. So of course they're going to give it the popular vote to Mr. Biden.
So in Arizona, here at the county elections office here in Maricopa, a few miles away, apparently they have a live stream going of the actual ballot counting. Have you seen that at all?
For here?
For here in Arizona. You can go on the internet and watch live stream video.
Yes.
You have seen that?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think there's, I don't know what to think about it. I haven't seen, they're playing it by the numbers here from what I see, but who knows? Like I said, they did have little tactics, Sharpies. And then there were also ballots found in trash cans here and stuff like that. I mean,
so someone here is saying like you said, there's an influx of immigrants caused that rise in voting.
Which
illegal immigrants can't legally vote. So what are your thoughts on that?
What do you mean? They give them driver's licenses in California. Sure, they can vote.
Okay.
Listen to me. I come from the hood. I know all this stuff. You people don't see what really goes down. But didn't I just tell you about stolen identity? People don't realize. They'd rather sweep it under the rug. Okay, but there is a problem here in America, and it's in our immigration system. That's where it starts, baby.
So what do you think is going to happen next here with the protests? What's going on now that most media outlets have called Arizona for Biden?
Good always prevails over evil.
Okay.
Light over dark.
Okay.
Right now, we still need Donald Trump. So I do believe in that he was sent by the Lord. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe right now is the time for America to shape up and embrace the Lord.
So I
do believe that there's a miracle coming.
Okay, so you said, let's see here. You're saying they're tampering with votes with the presidential election. Do you think that tampering is happening with the Senate race also?
Yeah, sure. At all levels. At all levels. But it looks like we've got the Senate. We picked up some people over at the House. legislation and all that good stuff. It'll come together, people, as long as we do have patriots that love this country and believe in the Constitution and the way things should work. Not a tyrannical country like Mexico and actually everywhere else except America. We're the only ones, man. And so it'll get fixed. As long as we don't fall asleep, it'll get fixed.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Chicanos
Thank you.
From Trump, Riders USA, baby.
All right. Thank you. Stay safe.
Where are you going to post that?
I'll give you my card. You can see it. Okay, I'll hand it over to you, Marco.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and we're back. That we just heard from one of the attendees at the current ballot protest happening in Arizona. Some takeaway points that the gentleman made were that everything is fraudulent in the election from the Democratic side, from both the national presidential election and also in the Senate race, even though the Senate is currently in the lead with the Republican being held. So there was that main point. Another thing that he said, I think, was specifically in Arizona, Sharpies were being used. I think that was his main piece of evidence as it being fraudulent. It seemed like he's been going through a lot of negative points in his life where he had his own identity stolen, and he blamed that on illegal immigrants because he felt like he was being targeted as one.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what people. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Marco.
Okay, sorry.
So
do we have another one? All right, back to you.
The protest here at the Capitol has just ended. The ballot processing facility that I was covering last night, and it's been a major protest site. That facility is about a mile away, so it looks like some people are walking over there. I'm going to try to figure out, where people are going, but there is a group that will be over there at that facility, and I will definitely head over there as soon as I get more word if this is more of a march or looks like a lot of people are driving. So I'll hand it over to you again, Marco, and I'll just be walking around here. People can see what's going on.
Okay, thanks, Eric.
Unsubscribing.
Okay.
The police. Yeah, turn it off. Turn it off. Stop paying.
Okay, Marco, go for it, and I'll just provide images here while you speak.
Okay, great. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, no worries at all. This is so it looks like the protest is ending and is shifting locations to another location just about a mile away. Currently, Eric is moving locations as well, getting images is what we can see on the feed right now. We just spoke with a gentleman at the protest who told us many different things, specifically being that the entire election has had fraudulent tampering from the left Democratic side from both the Senate and the national election. I think one of the biggest things he said is that, his own identity has been stolen, and he blames that he was pulled over by police, almost got shot, he believed, and he blamed the illegal immigrants for that situation as possibly being identified as an illegal immigrant himself for being Chicano. The thing, though, is it's interesting to see why he stated that when I feel like with the BLM movement going on, you think it would be the exact opposite situation that, he would be on. I was really curious to hear whether or not what he said for the BLM movement, and especially since he also was in that very similar situation as the belated George Floyd. And, I think I was really curious to hear about that. Unfortunately, we didn't hear it, but I was curious to see what he did for BLM. Looking back at Eric's feed right now, it looks like there's a merchandise stand. Eric, what kind of shirts are they giving out? What do they say on there?
Say again.
Oh, I'm sorry. What kind of shirts or merchandise are they selling there? Like, what do the logos say? Is this all Trump logos, Trump support?
Yes, Trump logos. Okay. There are all kinds of. Let's see here. I see some that look like whiskey, kind of that traditional or that aesthetic of like Jack Daniel's label, but it says Trump. It says old number 45 brand, so it's got that Jack Daniel's whiskey sort of motif. There are Trump get out the vote shirts. They're selling a lot here. There are hats right over here.
Mm-hmm.
We got the man here selling them.
Yeah,
See here,
looks like it.
$10. Okay, I'm hearing everything $10. So hats,
You,
T-shirts, buttons, pins. They're
you
making a
know,
lot of sales right now.
Eric, I think the vendor's a little busy right now. One of the comments we had from Frank Lentz says, "Ask the vendor about his politics." I'd be really interested to know too, but I think he's a little busy with all the people that are
Yeah,
there at the
he's
moment.
really busy. He's managing this whole table here, all the way
Oh, that's
around.
so
He's
much
going to
longer than
sell
what it
tickets
looked like. Yeah.
here. So yeah, I'd love to ask him, but right now he is very busy collecting cash here.
Oh yeah, he's hard at work right now, and I mean,
Yeah.
totally legal to do. One big thing I think, just looking at a lot of the Trump supporters, again, going back to the idea that they're not wearing masks, and we're in the middle of an international pandemic, the hottest rise in inflation of numbers that we've seen since the beginning of the pandemic, since even the first wave in the summer. And it seems like there's a complete disregard for. I see a few bandanas around some necks, and I mean, with that gentleman right there. So I think that's the closest we'll get seeing here. But other than that, I don't really see too many people with masks. Oh, actually, this young woman over here has a mask on. But I'm really curious to see what people think about the pandemic, because I think with Biden now going to be the next president, or at least from what we can see, debating, figuring out after the recounts, and after hopefully President Trump will give that concession speech, because technically the election isn't over until he concedes and until he leaves the White House in 74 days, when Biden will be taking over. The next big step for the Biden administration is to unite the country and to get the country's pandemic under control. But if half the country doesn't even, as you saw, 70 million people supporting Trump, don't even believe in the pandemic and believe it's that big of a deal, how are we going to get through it? So I think just looking at so many people out there right now, again, I just saw one person there. I think there's a journalist there who has a mask on, a young woman there. Well, actually, now there's more people. But I think going more in towards the crowd, I don't see as many masks on. Yeah, let's tune into
Right now,
Eric's
there's a
feed.
new cluster of people. They're chanting here, so that's what I'm pointing the camera at right now. You could go ahead and continue speaking, but I just want to update on what I'm filming here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, actually, let's listen into what they're saying. They were chanting USA for a second. It seems like they're clapping at something. Is something happening out there? I think it looks like. I see some people all looking in the same direction.
Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, I'm moving in closer so you can hear her.
We'll tune into this now.
They want us broke.
We will not accept remorse of them.
That's right.
We will not take. Amen.
We've got Baked Alaska here in front of us.
The answers in 1984 and 1776.
So we got a InfoWars chant happening there. We got a open carry man right in front of me. So this isn't organized right now. It's some speakers are jumping in, speaking. It's a circle. Okay, Baked Alaska is trying to sort of host this. He's saying, come in the circle if you want to speak. So we have a new man here speaking.
Hey, shut up! Be quiet! I can speak. Come up here, you guys. Be quiet!
Okay, he's using the bullhorn.
Oh, my phone. Let him talk! Good afternoon, Arizona. Beautiful state to live in, right? Yeah! Anyway,
My name's Albert Galindo. I have a website, HolaArizona.com. I also have Facebook and Twitter, Hola Arizona, which is Hello Arizona. I went to vote 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I voted for President Trump and the Republican Party. I told my nephew, let's go vote. I don't know if we're going to be here in 3 weeks. Nobody knows if we're going to be here tomorrow. So if you have your pencil ballot, go today and check your ballot because you might not be here tomorrow. Okay? So anyway, getting back to my story. So we went to vote at the main center here in downtown Phoenix. When I got there, they told me they were closed. And I said, how can you be closed? You never notified anyone. I've been coming here for the last 4 elections. It's a rigged election! It's rigged! It's rigged! Sham! I said, sir, no one notified me. I live in Central Phoenix. I'm a senior citizen. That's right. He said, well, you're going to have to drive 8 miles further south in order to vote. No, that's not how it works. So I told my nephew, you know what? This is an inconvenience. It's voter oppression. But we're going to go vote. So we went and voted. I followed all the protocols that I was told I needed to follow because I'm a law-abiding citizen. Yeah. And a Republican. So I respect the law. So I did everything they told me. I took the ballot to the front. They sealed it for me. And they told me have a nice day. I said 4 more years. 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 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! Getting back to my story, I got in the car, felt really good, and I voted for my president. Yeah! I love the guy. I mean, I really love the guy. I'd follow him to hell if I needed to. Yeah. It might not be pleasant, but I'd do it. Because I love my country.
We're all going to follow him to hell if we have to.
Yes, sir!
All of
Right. Yes, sir!
Every single one.
Yes, sir! So, the day after the election, I told my nephew, hey, let's check our election. He's very bright. He works at a bank, corporate office, so he's very knowledgeable on the internet. So within minutes, he was able to get the information, and he said, Theo, which means uncle, I got bad news for you. Your vote was counted. What? What? My vote was canceled. They're counting illegal votes from people that are coming to this country illegal, and my vote is being canceled. That's what's going to happen to all of us. If we don't act now. Because if we don't act now, all of us will be canceled. The immigrants that came here illegally. And you know what? This country is a country of immigrants. We welcome immigrants. When they come in the front door, give them a big hug, and we tell them, welcome, build the wall, 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 build the wall. We will not allow anybody.
Yeah.
We're not going to have American vote. That's right. No that's legions. Why I voted for President Trump, and that's why I'm here. Latinos for Trump. Everyone.
Hey, Peter, I see you in the list here next to Marco. Should I tap you? I haven't had 2 people join.
Where are you going?
I'll give you my card.
4 more years. And then I'll give you a lot of videos. You send me this video, yeah. I'll send you a bunch of videos I have. 4 more years.
Okay, no problem. I wasn't sure if you were trying to join. Got a new speaker here. You're saying we're going to sell America to China. That's a narrative I've heard here before, is that Fox News is owned by Disney, and there's some sort of link to China.
Get with me. We are America first. 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 America first.
Yes, they do. They have heard of that, but there's real indifference to that. There's indifference to that fact. People think, okay, here we got to know.
Trump is not racist, and if he was, he would have never supported Kanye West and a nigger comes in all forms and all sorts of colors. And maybe if black people didn't riot and tear down the buildings that they could work at, maybe they would be in a better position.
So this is sort of a speech circle where people are taking turns speaking. It's nothing organized, it's just spontaneous.
It's going to be fun, my friends. I hope you guys are ready because it's about to be a long day. So with that, we're going to do this. I tried doing it earlier, but they wouldn't give me the mic to do this, so here I come. I hope you all take off those hats, raise those flags, and pay attention.
Yeah, the national anthem running right now.
I want to ask the audience who's watching at home right now this feed, what do you think of this protest and what's going on? Some of the comments that they've said about build the wall, President Trump 4 more years. What do you guys think about all of this at home? We have David Rodriguez stating cringe, and then we have another person, Algorithm, states neither side will see it coming. The old bait and switch is going to happen in a week or two, and then all hell will break loose. I'd love to know a little bit more, Algo, about what you mean by all hell will break loose. Can you explain a little bit more in depth about that? I'd love to read a little bit more. And then we have Cher saying it's not over. It's still continuing. The election's still going on. And technically, Cher, you are right. President Trump hasn't conceded yet, which means that the election is still continuing. I think many people across the country are expecting or waiting for a concession speech to come out in the next 24 hours, if not day or so. As tonight, though, we are expecting Joe Biden to come out on a stage and officially accept winning the election. And they are setting that up as we speak. We'll tune back in to Eric's stream.
This is God country! Let's not waste one more minute here. Everybody get in your cars and go down to the county recorder's office where they need to put pressure on them to get every legal vote counted. So as much as we're standing here, get in your cars and come with us to the county recorder's office.
What's the address?
It's 3rd and Jefferson. It's Mount F. Type in county recorders in Google Maps. It'll pop up. 3rd and Jefferson. I'll get you the address. Hold on one second. Guys, we've been down there for 3 days, and while we've been down there, the vote seems to be happening President Trump. Okay? It's not a conspiracy. It's about putting pressure on these guys. 510 South 3rd. South 3rd Avenue. 510 South 3rd Avenue. Let's head over there, guys. We got a microphone over here.
Eric, it sounds like they're transitioning to a different location.
All right, they're wrapping up here.
They said?
What I'll do is I'll try to find, I'll hand it back to you, Marco, in just a second. I'll try to find someone to interview before I leave here. Are you heading over there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Cool. I'll see you, man. See you. So I'll try to find someone to talk. And after that, I will head over where everyone else is headed. So I will try to get some drone shots if it's safe. I'm a licensed commercial drone pilot, so I know how to do it legally and safely. So that'll be the first thing I try to do when I get over there. But in the meantime here, I'll try to find someone to talk to while you take over, Marco.
Great. And I think some of the big questions we all have here is just, what's the evidence of tampering? I think we really want to hear what the supporters have to say. We want to hear why do they think another 4 years when Biden has already
Okay,
been
Marco, I've got
placed as the nominee.
the audience will ask questions, so I might interject just asking you. I'll stick the phone kind of close to your face just so that it can pick up the sound. So, okay, do you believe there's voter fraud at all happening here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
What sort of evidence? What are you pointing to for that?
All the videos that we see online, all the videos.
Okay, where are you seeing that online?
Oh, social media, in Great 48, and people who love our country love Donald Trump. And I've been a resident here. I've been in these parades, these Trump parades. There has been more energy, more patriotism, more excitement for this president. I will not believe that Biden is winning in this state.
Okay, yep. Arizona's traditionally a red state. I believe it's only gone Democratic twice in the last 70-something years. So do you think, where do you think that's coming from? Is that just a voter fraud thing? Some people have mentioned a lot of people have mentioned people moving from California here.
Sure.
What do you think that's?
Well, I find it funny because you want to get out of your state because of what you're having in your own state, and then you get here and vote for the same policies. So you're just bringing the same garbage into our state, right? And when you ask someone from California why'd you come, they said because there's freedom here.
Okay. Are you headed over to the other protest?
I am.
Okay. What do you? Go
Yeah, just for the record, we need to say about what happened on Facebook this morning.
Yeah, go for it.
48,000 folks who joined a club.
No, it's 37,000 on Great 48, which is the social media group on Facebook that are supporting each other. And these are peaceful, God-loving, country-serving people, and they have completely wiped this off Facebook.
Deleted it.
So we should be, all Americans should be concerned about that. All of them. I don't care what side of the aisle you fall on. We should not be censored. We should not be cut off and only be told what we should believe. When this is not communist China. This is the America. This is not the America I grew up in. People should demand to be fair, to be heard.
What do you think about COVID and just anything about that? What do you think?
It's real. I think it's a huge concern. I think we're educated. We're grown up. We need to know that 6 feet and if you're going to be in large groups, have a face mask. I'm standing away from people. This is a large group. Wash your hands a lot. If you feel sick, stay home. I mean, Americans are smart. At least I'd like to believe that.
You have to learn to live with it.
Right.
You're not going to defeat it. You have to learn
you can't shut it down.
You can't shut it down.
The consequence and the collateral damage to people who are going to shut down this country is going to be far worse than what happens with COVID. And you know what? It is dangerous. So keep the weak, keep the elderly, keep the compromised inside. But even these young people, they chew up COVID and spit it out. They don't need to be quarantined. Let them have school. Put children back in school. They're not suffering.
And nobody's going to talk about the domestic abuse, the child abuse, all the other collateral damage to what's going on.
The alcohol abuse. Lives are being ruined
with the shutdown. You just can't do. You have to learn how to live with it.
So what is your next step if most media outlets now have called Arizona for Biden.
Right.
So are the protests going to continue? What's your for you? Tainted.
It's dirty. It's a dirty election.
So what's the next step is your question?
Yeah, exactly.
So at the end of the day, the media does not call the election. I mean, you are forecasters. That's your job. You forecast. So you let the election happen the way it's supposed to. I believe that this has been major fraud. And Trump is not stupid. He's seen what's happened. He's been calling this over a year, right? So he's not sitting back and then suddenly calling in his lawyers. This is something that's been going on for a long time. So I'm going to trust the system with this. I will accept a legal, legit call, and then we move on, right?
And how will you determine what is legal? Are you going to be looking to the Secretary of State, the governor, Trump?
I'm looking for people it comes from the state level all the way to the Supreme Court. I believe in our Constitution. I believe in, mostly I believe in our federal government. And so I still believe there's hope for us.
Where are you from originally? Are you from Arizona?
I'm from Chicago.
Chicago. Okay. Just curious, where's it? Did you used to live in Colorado? Someone is curious here.
Yes, I have a brother in Colorado.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you for speaking with me. I might see you over at the other protest because I'll be over there. Here you can see my coverage here. You can see the video there. Thank you. All right, I'll hand it over to you, Marco, for now. I'm just going to continue walking around here. it's starting to clear out a little bit. I'd say in the next 5 to 10 minutes would be a good time to end this broadcast. And then that'll allow me to head over to the ballot processing facility where the protest will continue. My plan will be I'll try to get some drone footage there if it's safe. And I'll try to get that B-roll of the footage piped into HAPS so our audience can hear that. But I'll hand it over to you, Marco, and maybe another 5 minutes before we wrap this up.
Great. Understood, Eric. Again, great coverage out there. And again, for everyone who's tuning in, you can get coins and use those coins for awards to give Eric a bit of a tip for all the hard work that he's been doing. Actually, this just in, we have Lucas Mulliken, who's actually a part of the same exact protest. He's coming in from a different side of it. He's an independent freelance journalist, and I'm actually going to toss to him so we can check him out and see what's going on through him as Eric walks around and gets a little bit more coverage. Lucas, I'm going to you right now. Can you hear me, and how are you doing?
Yeah, I can hear you. Doing well. It's finally got some rest and everything last night. We had a late night at the recorder's office, but yeah, the vibe out here is really strong compared to the rest of the country. You see celebrations going on in D.C. and New York and Los Angeles, and here you don't really see many Biden supporters. Occasionally you'll see a car drive by with a sign or something on it, but the majority of, I would say almost probably like 1,200 people that have been out here at the Capitol so far this morning are full Trump supporters and are out here in support of the president and really not accepting, what's been going on. This started about noon, and here around 2 o'clock, everyone, I'd say probably about 80% of the group began the march or the short drive over to the recorder's office about a mile and a half away, and they're going to be there, like they said, all night, covering providing demanding more transparency and just trying to be accountable for what they feel is a stolen election right now.
No, completely. Have you been able to talk to anyone out at the protest?
Yeah, so I've been actually here talking with a couple people. I'm not going to name anybody by name, but there's just a bunch of folks that have been here out consistently day after day, organizing. Some of them are trying to remain more anonymous than others. And some of them are just really here to promote, a positive relationship with the police and staying engaged and also just remain really peaceful. Even though everyone is showing up with guns and, tempers can flare when certain counter demonstrators will show up, for the most part, things are relatively peaceful and things. So it's giving the vibe of just, everyone coming together for a unified cause. And there was several hundred people kneeling here for prayer and for the Pledge of Allegiance and everything just a few minutes ago. So it's really a very patriotic vibe.
It's really interesting just listening to Eric's interviews that he just had. A lot of people were saying that there was a fraudulent, fake, tampered election that just happened, and that's going on still. There's no way that President-elect Biden could have received so many votes that he did. I think we even asked him, one of the interviewees, about the popular vote, and a lot of one of the interviewees said it had to deal with the influx of immigrants, and that's how Biden got it. But the tone of it seemed like it was it wasn't really positive. It was trying to figure out what he meant. Another big thing is, it seems like Go ahead.
Yeah, we could keep this going longer than 5-10 minutes now that Lucas is here, but I also reporter who quietly came up to me. I'm going to be interviewing her in a moment, so go ahead and continue, and I'll jump back in when she's ready. This is the first Biden supporter I've been able to interview. So
great, thanks so much, Eric. Yeah, jump back in when you guys are ready, and we'll be more than happy to hear it. But yeah, no, I think one of the biggest things that we've been seeing here, or going to one of the comments, my apologies, is that Arizona is turning blue, Georgia's turning blue, and we haven't seen Arizona turn blue for over 24 years. Georgia, it's been even longer since then. President Obama hadn't been able to even take Georgia, and after so much time and energy put into Georgia itself, he wasn't even able to do it. So I think specifically how Biden has taken the lead and is able to flip Georgia the way that he has is history in the making. I think this entire election is history. We have Kamala Harris, who's the very first black female vice president out of all of the 78 vice presidents in the history of the U.S. This election is just full of history in the making, and all of us are just here witnessing it today. I think another big thing, Eric, is that and Lucas, I'm really curious to see what happens if, in this situation, Biden also wins Arizona. How we've seen the Republican community here at large has been very in disbelief. Will they continue to still feeling like this is a hoax, this is a scam, this is not real? And when is the point that they'll actually accept that it is real? I don't know if President Trump needs to come out and say that he concedes and to tell his supporters to back down, which many political analysts say needs to happen for his supporters to stop. Or if recount after recount needs to happen. I'm not sure, but what do you, as we're waiting for Eric to get set up, Lucas, what do you think on that point?
Yeah, honestly, I'm of the mindset that it would require very direct and clear enunciation from Trump that he feels that the election was legitimate and he's backing down. Without that, I really don't see the possibility of these people really conceding. I mean, even being here, there was folks that were just saying, we're locked and loaded and there's nothing left to lose. This is the time. So it's, when you have a lot of people that are that adamant about just the fact that they feel the election was stolen from them, and not just that, but stolen by someone they see isn't maybe up to their same moral standards. It's really shifting, what's going on in this state. So.
Yeah. One of the other big comments that I really remember taking away when I was watching some political analysts going over why Arizona was turning so blue, specifically looking at the indigenous community, the Hispanic community that really went out and was one of the big foundation points for the Biden campaign. Also, we look at Maricopa County.
Okay, I'm here with this interview.
Oh, great. We're going to Eric now, who's interviewing a Democrat who attended.
It's going to feel weird just so they can hear you. Oh, great. So what brings you here today?
We just wanted to see what was transpiring here at the state capitol.
And you said you're a Biden supporter?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. How do you feel being around a bunch of Trump supporters here?
Well, I mean, we're all Americans, aren't we? So, I mean, the thing about America is you have the right to choose whomever you want for your president. However, according to the Electoral College, Biden has won. So, but everyone has a right. This is the freedom of speech. What we have gotten for the Constitution. This is one of our amendments. So
there's a lot of talk of voter fraud in Arizona here when I talk to people. What are your thoughts on that?
Prove it. Where's the proof? Unless you have actual facts and proof, you can have hearsay out the ying, but it doesn't make a bit of difference because you have to have facts backing it up. Prove it.
So Arizona, as you know, is traditionally a red state. What do you think about it going blue? Why do you think that's happening now? It's prior to this year, it's only happened twice in something like 70 years. So how do you account for that?
How do you account for any election? I mean, really, I didn't anticipate Trump would win in 2016. I think it's just a matter of what people see and what they believe in. I think people got tired of hearing lies, which were factual lies. They were, in fact, lies, not fake. And that I think people have just changed their minds. I think that the demographic here is changing, and I don't think it's a blue state now. I would say it's more purple. I mean, you can't honestly say this isn't Vermont. This isn't Rhode Island. This is probably a purple state, if you will. Because as you can see from which hasn't, as far as I know, when we came here, it hadn't actually come out what the percentage was for the calling in Arizona. So I don't know. Biden may have won the state, may not have. I'm not sure. I didn't see the results yet. So,
how do you think the Trump supporters will react when this election gets called, and when more word comes in that Arizona went for Biden? How do you think all these folks will react?
I'm hoping civilly. I mean, honestly, let's be real. We're all, again, Americans. Civility is what makes us American. I think that we have to respect one another, which is there's a lack of. I think, if we don't work together, we're just working against one another. And what are we achieving that way? We're achieving absolutely nothing. So let's all be Americans and deal with what's transpired, whether you like it or not.
Have you spoken with any Trump supporters here today?
I have not. No.
Okay.
I've been an observer. That's all. Yeah, as has my husband, who is also,
All right.
a supporter of Biden. You have freedom of speech. You can say what you will. I just wish that we'd all come together and be Americans instead of fighting against one another. It really is just, it doesn't achieve anything. So we need to worry about each other and this country. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you for speaking with me. Oh, yeah.
And my husband?
Sure. Hi. What kind of comments do you have? What do you want to say?
Well, you mentioned earlier about what has changed, really, about the country, about the state to make it blue. And I think really a lot of it comes down to the fact that people are just tired. There are a lot of people, the BLM movement shows that. The rise of the LGBT community shows that. Women have been downtrodden. So many people have been put down in the last 4 years that was the moment to actually try to begin to change things to make it so everyone can achieve equality, so everyone can be someone in this community without being hiding or being downtrodden. So I think that's what's happened, the uprising of people who really want to see this country be better than it has been for the last 4 years.
I see. So what do you think is going to happen after this? A lot of Trump supporters here are adamant that this is a fraud, that there's election fraud in Arizona. How do you think they'll react to more word coming in that Biden has won Arizona and the election as a whole?
Well, they're going to continue to be angry and upset and unhappy with what's happened. But the reality is, it is what it is. It's better off for all of us in the long run. It will be a long road ahead to make everybody equal, to bring everybody together, to make things better in this country. But I think in the long run we can do it. It's just we have to get through this time. The next few weeks will be difficult. And frankly, the next few years will be difficult, but we can get there. We can make this place a better country for everyone in the end.
Do you think Arizona going blue this year is an aberration, or do you think this is something that will happen more?
I think it can continue. I think it will keep going on because I think more and more people in this, it's becoming more diverse. Arizona is becoming more diverse as time passes. We have more people coming here. I think different views and different ideas are here. And so, yeah, I think in the long run, we'll continue to become more of a blue state.
All right. Do you have anything else to add?
Nope, I don't.
All right. Thank you for speaking with me. All right. You do. Stay safe. Thanks. All right, Marco, I just had an interview with a few Biden supporters. Those were the first Biden supporters that I've talked to here. Just an update on what's going on. The protest here has ended, and everyone is, well, not everyone, but many of these people are headed over to the Maricopa County Elections Office where the votes are currently being counted. There have been plenty of Trump supporters, protesters over at that office all week. Lucas can speak more about that. He's been here longer than me. I just got here last night, so I can hand it over to you guys. I'm going to sign off here in a moment and start to head over to the other office. If it's safe to do so, I will try to shoot some drone shots of the area of the protest, send them over to Marco so that when he's hosting a broadcast here in the future, in the next hour, next few hours, he can pipe that video in, hopefully. I'll be here for the rest of the day. I'm not sure on Lucas, he can speak to that, but I'll definitely be back on HAPS throughout the day. So I'm going to sign off right now. Just want to make sure, Marco, it's not going to cut the broadcast if I sign off.
I think we'll have about a minute left until the broadcast will end. So what we'll do here is we'll say some closing remarks, and then if we want to continue, we'll just transfer over to another broadcast so you can get switched over, go get the drone footage, and do what you need to do. And so for our folks at home, know where to go for the continuation of the broadcast as well. But again, thank you so much, Eric, for starting the broadcast and for going out there and getting it. Lucas, for coming in the middle of it. I know it was super hectic, and finding Eric in the middle of the entire crowd and getting some footage of him during the interview. This was a really great broadcast, and I think everyone really appreciates it. I think we have one question out there from Frank before we end. For you, Eric, is would you be able to stream the drone footage, or is it only recorded footage?
I'll have to get in touch with our producers on that question. I believe we won't be able to stream it. It probably wouldn't be a good idea anyway, because I don't want to fly for very long in the area. There's a heavy law enforcement presence. So I think for today, it'd be better for me to just shoot clips and then send them over. And they'll be only a few minutes delay, really, 5-10 minutes from that. So it won't be live, but it'll be very recent. We do have the capability with HAPS in the future to go live and bring in drone footage, but that isn't a good idea right now. So I'll hand it off to you.
Great. No, it makes complete sense. Better to stay safe in this kind of situation. I guess one big thing is I've even heard that last night a lot of the people counting the votes had to be walked to their own cars by police for protection in case of a situation would occur. I'm assuming that's going to continue throughout the rest of the day until the votes are finally completed in Arizona. Lucas, any last thoughts from you on today's events?
No, I mean, honestly, I was a little bit surprised at the sheer number of people that came out. A lot of them are in complete disbelief, even with Fox.
Lucas, I think you might be on mute, just so you know.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
We can hear you now, Lucas. Yeah, we can hear you now, Lucas. Sorry about
Perfect.
that.
Yeah, sorry. No, you guys are good. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a little bit bigger than I thought. Considering the news, a lot of people here in disbelief of, the current situation with just Biden being named the electoral winner by the AP, and people here are not happy, and a lot of them are just in complete and utter shock that this is moving this direction, and a lot of them aren't trusting mainstream media. Just turning into Breitbart or Infowars and similar sources, and really kind of contesting each and every little bit of this, and it goes along right with a few hours ago, which really hammered it in how he's going to spend as much time as he can and trying to take this all the way up to the Supreme Court, which now with a 6-3 conservative lead, this is. I mean, I am very much in the thought this is the year 2020 and anything is possible. So I'm just taking it moment by moment.
Lucas, are you heading over to where the ballots are being counted into that next protest, or what are you doing?
Yes, I'm actually heading over there right now. I'm going to go grab some drinks and head on over there because it's been a little bit of a windy day so far. And I'm going to see Eric. I'm doing another stream with you guys here probably in an hour or two.
Great. And so you all heard it here today on HAPS, the network of Now. This has been a live special broadcast coverage of the Arizona ballot protests going on today after Biden has been announced or projected to be the president-elect for the 2020 election. We're here, and we will continue our broadcast within the hour or two, and we hope to see you guys then. Thank you for everyone tuning in, and we'll